say, I am an awake being, I am a child of the cosmos, folded within me is this unbounded self, this great mind, and that I can access it. And then I can see these visitors, I can contact them, and they will come. Only if you're free of fear, only if you're free of prejudice, only if you're free of hate. But they will come, and you will be stunned. And when that begins happening en masse, we've trained thousands of people to do this, but now we're going to bring this out to hundreds of thousands of people. What that's going to do is create, as Rupert Sheldrake talks about, those of you who know his work, the morphogenic field, it's like the 100th monkey effect. It's going to create this 100th monkey effect that will pull in an inexorable force from us and from the cosmos that will bring the people and the leaders of the world with us. So it's this dynamic. It's all of us together. And so this is why we have to take that responsibility on. And when this man told me that the Clintons wouldn't do it because it wasn't in their political ambitious interest to do it, I said, then I'll do it. And we have. Now, of course, then we had Cheney, who was in the White House for 8 years. I mean, well, it was really Cheney. And then, everybody knows it was Cheney. It was Papa Cheney. And then what happened is that we now have Obama. Now he's only 4 or 5 months into his tenure. And what we have to do is see if this young guy, who's more my age and generation, who talks about change, who on his first presidential daily briefing asked about this. I'd be in a position to know. I'm going to say more than that. The point I'm making is, those folks have so many other things on their plate, so many forces, that they're really going to continue to need our support and encouragement. But more importantly, in consciousness, through prayer, meditation, contact, and doing this, actually going through this process of contact, what that does is that it pulls them forward. And has it happened as quickly as I would have liked? No, because I'm kind of an impatient guy sometimes. I want everything done yesterday. I'm like type quadruple, triple A, or whatever. But I'm an emergency doctor. You don't get a wallflower taking care of that stuff. But the point is that I know that on a deeper spiritual level, that this process of us coming together as a people is one people. And we see that that now, more than just Homo sapiens, it's one universe, one people. That in reality, if you look into the eyes of these advanced ETs, or any of these civilizations, you're going to see that they're awake. And guess what? That awake mind that is shining through their eyes, whereby they're conscious and sentient, is the same single light of awareness standing within each of us. We really are one being, one civilization, one life, one love. And that's where we have to come from when we're making contact. And if we do that, it'll be just amazing what we will see happen. And everyone can do it. A lot of people say, oh, well, you're sort of a freak, which I am. That's beside the point. But, you're not, I said, no. We have had people just get the instructional information, go back to Canada, or where I'm just making up, no, Montreal. And we did this for a weekend retreat last summer, or summer before, Canada is so Florida. And these people did this, and they took it upon themselves to go to Lake Edouard, way north in Quebec. And they had this amazing contact coming from the sky over this lake. And then it was so cold one night they stayed in, and there was this gorgeous, fully materialized red orb floating that came into the center of their circle. And there was a woman there who had just been diagnosed with breast cancer. And she was going to go back to Montreal and have surgery. This thing came in, connected to everyone, scanned her body. Swear to God, this is true. Documented. It's going to go right to this Ministry of Defense. This account. We have the proof of this. And they did another, test before, and it was gone, totally gone, permanently gone. A man who was there came back, and now this sounds really weird. I'm going to get into high strangeness. All of his skin it looked normal in daylight. If you took him into the bathroom and make him drop trowel and bow, take a bow, and put a black light, he had star fields, like from space. Perfect. All over his skin. I call him the star man. Because all of his skin had these beautiful patterns of stars in space after he had this contact experience. Weird stuff. And he's a wonderful, pure-hearted, very amazing person, very pure spirit. And all this happened after they came to a weekend thing in Bromont, out in the Quebec countryside. And so what I keep saying to people is that we are limited by only our own selves telling us we're limited. And if you say, I'm actually able to do anything that I visualize my mind to, maybe not happen instantly, but if I stay with that, we can manifest the world of our dreams. We can create a civilization on this planet that'll be here for at least 500,000 years in an unbroken chain of peace and an unbroken chain of abundance and justice, but also where we become extraterrestrials to other worlds. Well, that's the future. 500,000 years from now, I'll tell you what it looks like. Been there, went there, looked at it, beautiful. We will have evolved to such a point that we will truly be universal. Our morphology will have changed. Meaning our phenotype. Get out of the medical talk, the way our bodies look. But we're just still going to be human, but have evolved quite a bit, both physically and in DNA and in technology. And we're going to be going, every one of us, every man, woman, and child that is on the planet will be in a permanent state of cosmic awareness and God consciousness, and all of our technologies will be flowing from that level of celestial energy, but they'll be technologies. These craft, like Mount Shasta and Joshua Tree, those are beings that are interstellar, multi-million-year-old civilizations. Every single one of them are in a state of God consciousness and enlightenment, floating in these ships. They materialize in and out of consciousness as they wish. They have physical bodies, they have physical craft. But the state of mind, that's where we're headed. We're going to become that civilization. And you know what happened to Rendlesham Forest and the Bentwaters? A lot of people don't know this. You're going to hear something that you're going to blow your mind. Big pyramid landed black thing, it's all in the Disclosure Project stuff. I have tons of witnesses to this. It left physical traces. I've talked to all the Ministry of Defense people, Lord Hill Morton, the whole bit. That was us from 500,000 years in the future. Same, and as because at that time that was a covert nuclear weapons area that no one in England and outside the covert world knew. And they were basically warning us not to blow up this beautiful planet. And that our children's 20,000 generations of our progeny from now are counting on us to do the right thing. Questions? I'll leave you with that. There's a mic there. Can I ask questions? I know what it looks like. It's been a couple hours. Be careful. I'm standing funny because I had surgery on my knee. I was mountain biking 30 miles an hour, being a stupid jock like I am. And I rest and I tore my whole knee apart and had to have a new ACL. So go ahead.
How does all of what you're saying, knowing, fit in with the Mayan knowledge for 2012 and before?
Well, yes, absolutely. You have to understand that knowledge is a single point, but the foolish have multiplied it. I'm quoting from Rumi. And it's a wonderful quote. And many civilizations have in their writings and in their teachings that there would be this pivotal time in human history where we would come together as an entire civilization, enter into an era of unbroken peace and enlightenment, and also have open contact with our visitors from the stars. And yes, they did know that, and so did the Dangling tribe in Africa, and so did the ancient Egyptians and what have you. And by the way, in Giza, those pyramids, those three pyramids, they're aligned to Orion. And that, yeah, absolutely Orion. And that's where it was coming in. The Vedas, the ancient Vedas, the texts that predate, everyone thinks it's Hinduism. It isn't. Way predates Krishna. And I used to be a